Hello, I'm Kevin Berger, author of Atheism is Untenable. There's no shortage of channels of religious individuals engaging in apologetics to defend their positions, and there's no shortage of channels of atheists using counter-apologetics to argue against them. But what about atheists' defense of their own positions? Who is holding them accountable? On this channel, I don't engage in apologetics. Instead, I apply the principles of polemics and skepticism to atheism and the claims made by atheists, of which, despite their insistence to the contrary, there are many. This is Justified Nonetheless. Today we're taking on argument number 3 in my set of arguments from epistemology on why the concept of non-belief is logically incoherent. Take a look at this one. The non-belief is Incoherent Omnibus. Number 13. The argument from the is-ought problem. Premise 1. Belief should be withheld until and unless there is sufficient evidence and a reason to warrant such belief. Ought. A wise man, therefore, proportions his belief to the evidence. Premise 2. Belief is not an act of volition. Is. Belief is not something we do at will. The dominant view in epistemology is that belief formation is involuntary. We cannot simply choose to believe or disbelieve at will. Premise 3. An is cannot be validly be derived from an ought. In every system of morality which I have hitherto met with, I have always remarked that the author proceeds for some time in the ordinary way of reasoning and establishes the being of a god or makes some observations concerning human affairs, when of a sudden I am surprised to find that instead of the usual copulations of propositions is and is not, I meet with no proposition that is not connected with an ought or an ought not. This change is imperceptible, but is, however, of the last consequence. For as this ought or ought not expresses some new relation or affirmation, 'tis necessary that it should be observed and explained, and at the same time that a reason should be given for what seems altogether inconceivable, how this new relation can be deduction from others, are entirely different from it. Conclusion. Therefore, the suspension of belief is an ought, but not necessarily an is. Okay, we're almost halfway there in our arguments from epistemology on why the concept of non-belief is logically incoherent. See you next time, where we'll go over the hump.